Sorry, one second, one second. Let me switch to live chat. Oh, there it is. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh. I was just having the most annoying thing ever. There's this thing lately where I mean, I hate to say, honestly, I think as much as I love to blame YouTube for everything all the time, I'm pretty sure this one is my fault. I think what happens is I let the phone storage on my phone get like so out of control and then like weird things start happening. And so lately, you know, I prepare drafts ahead of time so that like I can share like reels and shorts videos like, you know, last second before I like go live or something, and YouTube just won't save them. So it was like 5 minutes ago, I like went into my drafts to be like, okay, like let me share a short and then we'll go live, and it was just gone. And I was like, not this again, not this again. So I was just super rapidly just like putting that together. I was like, no, sorry. Anyway, that was frantic. Hi everyone. Because I was also like rushing on everything else too. Because like, yeah, obviously like last second I was like, I'm just gonna cosplay. Like, why not? But anyway, but, hi everyone. Hey Dolly Jew. Hi Honey the Bear. Hi Goofy. Hi Meb. So gracious. Thank you. I feel like I like actually don't look too bad as a redhead. You know, like I was never sure if like I'd look okay in that color, but like it's not bad, right? Like, hi Sally Face Fisher. I got you FNAF. Love the Elizabeth Cosplay, thank you. Hi Cassie, hi Andrew. Hi Venus the Fool. Hello everyone. Don't my effing cosplay to be burnt to a crisp. Yeah, really. To know what lipstick used. Yeah, so it's actually a combo of two of them. It's actually the same like lipstick combo I used for like Junko and stuff like that. So it's like it's got a base layer that is like this NYX it's called Butter Gloss. It's a weird name, I think, but what color is this? Like Rocky Road, I guess. Rocky Road Butter Gloss by NYX, and then also this, I don't know if it's pronounced like Coloricon, I don't know. It's by Wet n Wild, like one of those like awesome, like wonderfully cheap companies. I use them whenever I like don't want to spend a lot of money on something. But yeah, it's one of the Wet n Wild lip glosses. Does it have a color? It's Pisces. Yeah, this stuff's amazing. I actually use this to like add a sparkle layer to like everything. Like even my Undyne cosplay, I use this one. But yeah, so that's the lipstick. Yeah, and I wasn't sure. I was like, would it be like weird to work on a Circus Baby mask while dressed as Elizabeth Afton? And then I was like, I don't know if I care if it's weird. I'm just gonna do it anyway, because I noticed like yesterday when I shared that video, a lot of people seem to really like the Elizabeth cosplay, which it's funny. Like, I mean, I knew this was gonna be the case. Like, a lot of people were like, wait, since when have you had an Elizabeth cosplay? Because I like mentioned in the caption and stuff that I brought her back, and I was like, yeah, it's been a while, huh? Like, because my Circus Baby cosplay came out like two-ish, not quite 2 years ago yet. And I made the Elizabeth cosplay like probably just like a few months after that. And then the wig got like super trashed. I just, you know me, I'm like way too rough with filming content. And so I had to like throw it out. Like I could not detangle it or anything. Like I tried, it was like such a lost cause. And so yeah, I just like never replaced it for some reason. Like I don't know why. It wasn't like I was against having an Elizabeth cosplay. I just got distracted by other cosplays and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I just like suddenly had the urge to bring her back. I was like, you know, she's so good for transitions. Like, just makes them so much more fun. So yeah, I finally got another wig, and this time I wasn't lazy. I was super lazy with the last one and like didn't bother giving it like bangs and stuff. But this time, like I actually made an effort. So yeah. I every now and then when I do these like artsy live streams, I'm like, you know what? Like, what if I just cosplay? Like, why not? You know, like let's put like in a little extra effort here or something. But yeah, I just, whew, I hope I don't know, the makeup is probably not my best because like I said, I was like I suddenly like the thing is I was working on the mask. Like I was doing just a little bit like ahead of time before the stream today, and then I suddenly realized what time it was and I was like, I need to like get a move on here and yeah, and then YouTube deleted my draft. So, yeah. Speaking of which, like if y'all see like the shorts video later that I shared today, like please like watch the whole thing. I'm begging you. It took I don't even want to like say how long it took me to make that video because it's got like 7 transitions or something in it. But it's one of those backloaded videos where all the good stuff happens in the second half, so no one stays to see any of it. So I spend all this time on, you know, making like a video with all these transitions, but like I know no one's gonna watch it and it's gonna flop and it's just very sad. But like I do it anyway because I guess I just hate myself or something. I don't know. So if you see it, just like please watch it. It was so hard to make. Anyway, haven't seen you in forever. Last live I saw was Marionette. Yeah, I haven't been like that's the thing. I took like a month-long hiatus or so, so like this is only my second stream back, I think, after like a month. Love it. Oh, thank you, Gotcha, and have bangs do fit you so well. I know every now and then I like wish I could. I used to have bangs all the time, or fringe. I know some countries say bangs, some say fringe. I never know how people want me to refer to it, but I yeah, like unfortunately, like my actual hair is at the moment too damaged to have like natural bangs. But every now and then I'm like, I should get like, they have those extensions, you know, where you can just like clip on some bangs. I'm like, maybe I should do that. Because I always thought I looked better with bangs and I just like, yeah, my hair just like won't do it right now. But like when I have wigs with it, I'm like, it's so much like cuter, right? Like it's just such a nice look. I don't know. Yeah. 18 people watching. Oh yeah, actually, I mean, sometimes I have way more than that, but I think I'm in like, you know, the algorithm prison, as I like to call it, algorithm jail. And I probably will be for like quite a while just because I did that really long hiatus. So yeah. Post I did about your channel? Yeah, didn't I comment on it, Cassie? I thought I commented yesterday. Made a whole short about your channel. Okay, I'll have to look into that. I sometimes I'm really bad at remembering to check like the mentions tab. I really wish like I should look into it and see if there's a way to like bundle it with my regular notifications because I constantly forget to look at it and then I finally do and then there's like 2 weeks of stuff and I'm like, oh no, like it makes me look like such a jerk and I just like I didn't mean to. Yes, the exam doll at you? Heck yeah. I knew you would. Like I had no doubt. I know Nova, yeah, Shelby. Hi, Tori. Hi, everyone. Prize test felt too hard. Oh, I hate when that happens. How are you? I'm doing all right. Just like, yeah, I was like in a super rush just now, so I'm like, that's why I'm like a little like, ah. But yeah, I guess we can like also get started as people join it on the stream here. God, that's so cool. Thank you, Sayori. Dedicated 20 years of very true Keller's comments. Yeah, like I'm not saying like only 20 like it was a bad thing or anything. I just yeah, it's like it's funny how the views fluctuate and like so I never go into a live stream with any expectations. Like it's like there could be 5 people watching, there could be 500 and I'm still just gonna like do what I do, you know. Speaking of which, gosh, I also have Ghost energy drink as usual, like because you know I always think it's funny to do Ghost Sour Patch Kids energy for like a cosplay like this, but I promised and I came through on my promise. Like the clown juice is back. I washed it, so let me transfer the ghost energy into the clown juice, and then we can start working on the clown mask. No one can ever say that I'm not very on theme all the time. I realize like it's after 5 p.m. for me, which is probably like a little late to be having an energy drink. That's fine. It's fine. I didn't drink that much coffee today, so I feel like I can get away with it. I have like extra energy to spare or like to burn off or something. I just have to take this slow or else the bubbles are gonna like please don't overflow. Please. My Circus Baby mask is like right over here, so I'm like I don't want clown juice on my clown mask, you know? That's not where that's meant to go. Well, I guess I don't know where clown juice is meant to go, but anyway. Okay, there we go. Does that little satisfying like sound, you know. All right, set that aside. Phew. Anywho. Really bad was like getting lured by Circus with ice cream. You know, the sad part is in the end, you don't even get ice cream out of it, you know? I feel like not enough people bring that up, that, like, it's bad enough to get, like, buy a giant animatronic, but, like, to not even get ice cream out of it is just so tragic. Sour Patch Kids, yeah, this stuff is, like, I think it's supposed to taste like the red Sour Patch Kids. Ugh, I'm, like, out of space on this desk, though. That is the only thing, like, whenever I'm making, like, cosplay stuff, there's just so much stuff everywhere, and I'm, like, trying to figure out where to put everything. I need, like, a bigger desk. This desk, it's like this sad little IKEA desk that I've had for years, and it is completely falling apart. It's also not attached. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that. The top of this desk is not actually attached to the legs. It's just precariously sitting on top of it, like, yeah. One of these days I should probably get an actual desk. This thing is just an accident waiting to happen and has been for like 10 years now. Plus it's all scratched up and stuff. Like, it's, yeah, awful. Disaster. Anyway, I thought I saw a cat, but I think I imagined it. This is like around the time they get fed, so like there may be cats lurking any moment now because I don't think they've had their dinner yet and they're like gonna get mad about it. um, yeah, for those who don't know, today we are working on, obviously I have my Circus Baby mask. I've had this for like 2 years now, although this is the upgraded one. It is technically the original, but like I took some of it apart and like fixed it up and stuff, so it's like the same but new-ish. And like ever since I first debuted the Circus Baby cosplay like almost 2 years ago, because I think it was like June or July of 2024, I want to say, or wait. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, ever since then though, like I swear, like every time I share a Circus Baby video, I get comments being like, it's cool and all, but it would be cooler if you could open the face plates. And the funny thing is, I mean, technically I could. Like, these it's like a double layered mask. See, there's like the hidden jewels in there and everything. Like, if this wasn't glued down, like these would open. It's just, and I kind of wanted it to be able to open originally, but it just like, the mask looked nice, and I don't know, I started to worry that like, if I made it a thing that I was constantly like prying it open and then sealing it back up again, it was just gonna get ruined and it wasn't like worth it to like go through all that. So yeah, I finally decided like, you know what? Why don't we like make like a second mask now that can be the open-faced version? Because I feel like that worked really nice with how I have like the Glamrock Chica cosplay and the Shattered Chica, and it's 2 different masks. And yeah, I feel like that worked pretty well. Like, it made for some pretty good videos. So I got to work already a little bit on this, but I figured like, I wasn't going to do all of the work because it seemed like something that'd be fun for live streaming. I get asked all the time to do, like mask making streams and tutorials and stuff. So I can at least show you all where I'm at in the process here, and we can kind of just like keep going and chatting and see how far we can get today. Intracellular cloud compartment. It's a 5D pocket. Oh, hi, Ink Decay. Sorry, just saw you there. Hello. A little behind on the chat, sorry. Love your update, Elizabeth Cosplay, thank you. I know the wig looks so much nicer now. I don't know why I didn't like do the like bangs and stuff with the last one. Plus, this is like a better bow. Like, the other bow was cute. I don't clearly remember it. I remember it was bigger than this one, but it was like kind of floppy, Like, this is like a nice, like solid bow. And it came with like a bunch of other ones in different colors. So now I have like all these like cute bows. It was really cheap. It was like $7 or $8 for like 5 bows. And I was like, heck yeah. Like, I'll take it. Hey, Dark Elf Female. You're so pretty. Oh, thank you, my friend. Didn't I? Share the stream. Thank you, Glamrock. I appreciate it. Hey, my mom is here. Hi, Mom. Be nice to all. My mom is here. Feel free to say hi to my mom. Hi, welcome. Buy a new desk into the almost falling apart. I know, like one of these days, like, because it's not even like this was an expensive desk. Like, I would lose nothing by getting a new one. This was like the cheapest IKEA desk I could possibly find. I mean, that's how I live my life. Everything is so cheap. Some YouTubers throw away all their money trying to become the best at their thing. Did you actually reuse stuff? Yeah, I was literally just watching a video about that. I think it was a Swell Entertainment video, and she was like talking about that, how like I think she was more talking about TikTok than YouTube. Well, she was kind of also talking about YouTube, but just how like a lot of creators would like waste all this money on stuff to make like higher quality videos without actually making better videos and stuff. And I was like, yo, that's like so true though. Like you got to know how to use the money, you know? So that's why I'm constantly just like, actually perfect example of like reusing stuff. This white shirt and the blue skirt for Elizabeth Afton, it's just from my DDLC Yuri cosplay that they just share, you know, stuff like that. It's like I'm not gonna buy a fresh skirt for this if I have another skirt that works, you know? You gotta know how to like, you know, use whatever money you've got to like make things work. It's, you know, it doesn't matter if you have like the best camera ever or the most high quality wigs ever. Just make content you like and then hopefully others like it too, you know? But I feel like people will like it more if it's something that you like because they can tell that you liked it. If yeah, I think that makes sense. um, Make a tutorial on how to make the Circus Baby mask. Well, yeah, so that's kind of what we're going to be doing today. Hi, your local Foxy fan. Hi, Robert. Sorry, I fell behind so bad here. I'm so sorry. Hi, everyone. Cosplay Stunner Moon. I would like to someday. Love your makeup. Thank you, Rose Jewel. You're no longer human. Welcome, welcome. Makeup. Thank you, y'all. I know I feel bad because I kind of rushed the makeup today, but that's all right. It's again, it was like another case of like as long as it's like good enough. But yeah, so okay, let me show you where we are at. So also, you know what? Let me tilt this down so that you all can like actually see what I'm doing better. Okay. And again, apologies about the like disgusting desk. Like I was saying before, it is like, yeah, I'd have to look up when I got it. I don't know if it's quite 2 or 10 years old yet, but it's probably getting close. Because I think I had this exact same desk in my previous apartment, and that was like 6 years ago. Yikes. So okay, we have the Circus Baby mask. Like, again, this is the OG, although it has had some updates to it. And then to do the open-faced version, which I will admit I don't entirely know how to do it or how this is going to work, but I go into everything that way. Like, we're just going to kind of play it by ear and hope that this works. We're going to be doing a double layered mask. Basically, what I'm attempting to do here is make the same mask again with like a few changes to make this function better. So yeah, you can see like I already kind of got started. We've got the bottom layer here, which I painted black. And I'm probably gonna paint the back of the top layer black too, but I haven't done that yet. I don't know, I was going back and forth about it because I was looking at references of Circus Baby with the mask open, and it looks like the inside is white, but I just don't know if that's gonna look as good in videos, which is really like the part that matters. So this is the top layer, which again, you know, I split in half so that it'll, you know, sit like that. And so yeah, I already like put down just like a few details, like got started on a few things. I cut the cheeks out exactly the same way that I did on this one. You can actually see on the inside there. And yes, it is padded. I have not padded this one yet, but I will soon. And I also actually ahead of time already made the cheeks. I could have glued them down, but I figured like it would be more fun to kind of just like show y'all what that looks like in the process. So yeah, we're just gonna like kind of keep going here and play it by ear, and I'll kind of like point out little changes and stuff as we go. And hopefully all of this will work and that all this effort so far isn't for nothing because I don't actually know yet if this is all gonna work, but like I said, I go into everything that way, and so far I haven't had any super massive failures that I can think of. I mean, I've had failures, but like nothing where it was like, oh wow, we have to start from zero, you know? So yeah. Um, Hi Damari Dean. Heading out, Rose Jewel. That's okay. Yeah, for anyone who's new here, I do always keep the live streams up afterwards. So if you like can't stay, but you like want to see how this all comes together, you can watch the stream later. I never edit them. So even the like chat should remain. So yeah. I know some YouTubers, they edit their streams and then they lose the chat, which I always find frustrating when I come to a stream late and there's no chat. So I don't do that personally, but yeah. Um, how will it look open? Yeah, so here's what I'm thinking. This is where I'm like, you know, again, we're kind of like playing it by ear. Oh, did someone send? Oh, thank you so much. Nice to meet you for the floating heart. Sorry, I looked away for like a second there. Thank you, thank you. I'm so sorry I missed that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. How do you not boil alive in these cosplays? Well, some of them are worse than others. This one ain't too bad. Some of them, though, Roxanne Wolf and Glamrock Chica, I think, are the worst as far as like overheating. Those are brutal. They have so many layers. They don't look like they do, but they do. um, so yeah, like as far as like how to make this work, I guess here's what I'm thinking. So, you know, I've got string, just like with the regular mask. And so, you know, with this one here, the string goes through both layers, right? So I want to do that here as well. The only problem is, I mean, it's not to say that this couldn't work. I just don't know if this is what I want. You know, if I were to just put the string through both layers, these would pretty much just like, I don't know how else to put this, but like flap freely, you know, like they would just be wee all the time. Now, the reason I know that that could work is I'm immediately thinking of, I'm sure like everyone here knows exactly who I'm talking about, the cosplayer Jade and Cerna. They like to do FNAF cosplay masks that are constantly like flopping open. Like they have a circus, like it's a newer one of theirs, like a Circus Baby cosplay that does that. I think their newest one is Fun Time Freddy, and it also does that. However, I don't know if that's really what I want for this, just because like Jaden's style is a bit more like chaotic. Like again, a lot of you probably know exactly which cosplayer I'm talking about, and if you don't know who I'm talking about, it's the one where it's always doing this. I've never been sure how they do that, but my guess is that they have like a gooseneck tripod of some kind, and they like whack it before they start filming. I say that as someone who has done things like that, so I know that's a thing. They whack it so that it shakes during the videos. Yeah, my style is like not quite as like wee. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna try to do is pad the inside of this so that it will stay open to a certain degree, like a partial open. Now, the only issue with that is like doing something like that can look really weird in a bad way, especially because it may end up like cutting off the eyes, right? Like see how it's like halfway? So that's why like I'm not married to either idea. Like if having it like partially open all the time looks weird, I'll just take the padding out and we can do it Jade and Cerna style. But it's like the only way to know is to try. So I guess like that's my preference at the moment, is having it partially open. But yeah, it's just, I can imagine certain angles, it's gonna look weird in a bad way. So yeah, I'm one of those people where like I make plans, but they're like plans in quotes, you know, because like we don't actually know if that's gonna remain the case. in which case I don't mind it flopping freely. I'm sure I can make it work. I guess it would just come down to like how open this is. I don't know. Because then in that case, it's like, so how do you hide the padding? I guess I'd probably paint it. You know, like maybe if like this is black, make the padding black and just kind of like, I can hide things with rhinestones. I do that a lot. So that's, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Now, the few changes I had to make so far compared to the original one here is the first issue I ran into was, so these here are obviously, I guess I shouldn't say obviously, I guess what I hoped they would look like, I don't know if this came through to everyone viewing, is like, this would be like the inside of the socket, right, where there's like the lights. But I just ended up putting them on the outside because these masks are the same size. And I was like, well, I don't want that in the open version because then that wouldn't make sense. So I had to cut the eye sockets wider on this version, which is partially what I was doing last night. And that's why you can actually see the black through there. So I would put those same stones, they would go around here on the inside instead of the outside, like on the original mask. And the other thing that I decided to change, and this was just like a personal preference. So when I was looking at the references for Circus Baby with the face open, I noticed that the cheeks actually go with the outside of the mask. Like when it opens, the cheeks are just like out here. And I was like, I don't really like that. I don't want that. It's one of those things where some people might like, you know, be like, that's not canon accurate. And I'm just gonna be like, okay, and I just think it would look cooler if the cheeks actually remain here, you know, so like when the mask opens, it still has like the cheeks. Just a personal preference, even if it's not accurate. So that's kind of where we're at right now as far as like getting all of this to work. What was the cosplayer's name again? It's Jaden Cerna, Jayden, and then I think Cerna is usually Cernaa. I think it has 2 A's, right? I guess I can just look it up. Hold on. They might. I'm trying to remember if they spell it the same on every account. Let me see. Oh no, it is just 1 A. Well, at least I'm on TikTok. It's Jayden dot Cerna. Why did I think there was 2 A's? What am I thinking of? Is it the same on Instagram? Because I know sometimes people like on different accounts, they have different spellings. Oh, that's why. Okay, so on Instagram, it's 2 A's. It's Jayden _ Cernaa. Okay, so I wasn't crazy. It's like, I swear there was 2 A's. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so yeah, they're amazing, by the way. Like, Jaden's one of those cosplayers who just makes people like me look terrible. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that like in like a love it kind of way. What cosplay is this? Yes, yeah, sorry. For anyone who just got here, we are working on finally making an open face version of my Circus Baby mask because people have been asking about it for ages now. And frankly, I don't know why I waited this long to do it. I guess I just needed like a confidence boost from having a second like shattered version of the Glamrock Chica mask. And I was like, you know, I don't mind making 2 masks for a lot of these cosplays, you know? 12% of a plan. Got 12% of a plan, if even that much. Good at doing like big decisions, like redoing a cosplay and Delta and turn the whole game just to restart because of a cushion. Yeah, no one here is gonna know the reference, but like, because it's such an old reference. But yeah, I tend to be big on the whole like Leroy Jenkins way of doing things, where I'm just like, is this gonna work? Is this a bad idea? And I just shout Leroy Jenkins and run into the room like a fool and hope it all works out. And sometimes it doesn't, but like, you know, as long as it's good enough, right? So yeah. So let's kind of like resume what we were doing here. Let's see. You know, one thing I could do, I know I was partially working on this, but you know, frankly, what might not be a bad idea is to get the cheeks finally glued down. Because I was gonna do that on my own yesterday, and then I was like, everyone would probably find it more interesting to like see them, I suppose, on their own. So the cheeks are another example of like, you know, I always say like cosplay doesn't have to be expensive. I literally just use like foam balls like this. Like you can find stuff like this even at just like a dollar store. In fact, I think these did come from the dollar store. A lot of times you can find these in like, oh wait, there's a cat. Glenn, you can open that door yourself. I know you can. Do not accept defeat. Are you serious? Hold on. Glenn has like 2 brain cells on a good day. All right, I will open the door for you since apparently you can't figure it out. Come on, come on. You can come in. Like the door's like half open and he's just like, he's just sitting there like, what do I do? Glenn, if you can't figure out how to push a door open, I don't know what to tell you. Apex predator. Did you want to come say hi? Or are you just going to stand there staring at me? You can do what you want. You're a cat. You have free will. I guess he's just going to leave. Then why did you want to come in here in the first place? Why am I trying to figure out the decision-making skills of a cat? I don't think cats ever even know what they want. So yeah, you can usually find stuff like this in like sections for gardening and stuff, like, you know, like outdoor kind of garden and plants and agriculture areas. And so I've done this for several of my masks. Like I think Ballora, it was the same thing. I just cut like the ends off of the foam, which is easier said than done, I'll admit. Like getting them the same size, getting good edges out of it, it's almost impossible, but it's cheap. That's the important thing. Also, speaking of which, look, it's the old original cheeks from the OG version of the mask. I still have them. I don't know why I still have them, but I still have them. So yeah, I literally just use foam, styrofoam balls. And then I paint them. These were just painted with just like basic fabric paint. I guess the brand is Shuttle Art. I don't know. Again, very just like cheap stuff. You just get like tiny little bottles out of it. But, you know, if you don't need constant fabric paint, it's not a bad deal. So yeah, I painted these last night because I do put like a lot of layers on it, so it takes forever to dry. In fact, I will admit at the moment, it still feels a little tacky. Like it's probably not fully set, but it's like good enough for like today's purposes. Use glue everything and then use like face paint or normal paints. Yeah, it's a lot of just like normal materials. In fact, for like this stuff here, I was just using like my usual drawing pens and stuff, like Pentel brush pens. And I was also using Posca paint pens. I like these because they have like the fine tip, so it's just easier to work with. They are not the cheapest, I will admit. I find the price of Posca paint pens a bit irritating, and I will usually use them until they completely dry out because I don't want to pay for them, but they are really good, unfortunately. They're one of the few things where I'm willing to dish out a little extra cash for them because they're pretty good. And I use them in my art too, so. You need to feel invited. Very true. Cats do be like that. What did I miss? Did I miss Jules again? Hi, Moment Show Pro. I'm so sorry. Did I look away again when someone sent Jules? Okay, I need to start paying attention to the chat because I am doing a terrible job here, and I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. When is your next con? It's like in 2 weeks. Like 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm gonna be at ASEN, Anime Central, for a couple days. And then after that, I leave for MomoCon like 3 days after that. And then like a week and a half after MomoCon, I leave for Indiana Comic Con. Y'all, I got like a bit of a convention traveling nightmare ahead of me pretty soon. So that's part of the reason why I'm like, let's get a bunch of live streams in before I have to like disappear for a month with endless conventions and travel. I'll get a lot of content out of it, at least there's that, but woof. I'm not gonna sleep for like a month straight. Love your makeup. Oh, thank you, Lily the Ferret. You be vlogging at all your cons? Definitely. Yes. That's why I say like I will get a lot of content. And thankfully at ASEN, not only can I vlog, but because I'm gonna be in the Artist Alley at MomoCon Indiana Comic Con, but I'm just at ASEN for fun. I did apply for it, but it's a lottery and I just didn't get lucky this year. Like at ASEN, I can actually like literally just film like videos. Like let's face it, I gotta have Mangle do paddleball. It's tradition. If I'm taking Mangle to a show, I gotta find a good spot somewhere and we're gonna bring out the paddleball. But yeah, so yeah, there will be at least a lot of content to come out of all of this, but woof, it is going to be, it's gonna be quite the month. Let's put it that way. So we've got like a couple weeks here to live stream and then chaos. But yeah, here, let's, you know, since glues and stuff can take a while, I do really just want to get these cheeks put on this mask just to like get it over with so that we can like move on. Although the nice thing for y'all is that I'm probably gonna have to sit and hold the cheeks down for like a few minutes, which is good for me keeping up with the chat. So, yeah, I just want to make sure that they're like lined up. And for this, I'm just literally using straight up Gorilla Glue, like nothing fancy. And in fact, I'm also just gonna admit this outright. And if there's any cosplayers here, this might sound like heresy, but I don't like hot glue. I don't know. I don't like hot glue guns. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. I like practically got in a fight with my roommates about it once because a bunch of glues I was using were failing and the fact that I refused to use hot glue was like making them mad. But I don't think it's that good. It's not because it's hot. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna burn myself because no, like I even use like a heat gun for rhinestones sometimes, and that's way hotter than any hot glue gun. And yes, I burned myself many times. It's not about the heat. I just don't think the glue's that good. I don't know. I have tried so hard over and over to like get good results out of hot glue guns and it never works. So I've just given up. So I just stick to things like Gorilla Glues and like these usual like gemstone glues and stuff. Like all of that for me has worked a lot better. So I'm just sticking with what works. But yeah, unfortunately I do have to like hold this stuff down for a while, but I just really wanted to get it out of the way. So yeah. Now, the important thing here is to make sure it just like it lines up well. So if it's going to be anything like the way that it was on the original, there's like this gap here in the middle. You know, like the top layer doesn't sit perfectly. Not that it matters because it's going to be open. It's just for the illusion to work well, that it's the same mask but open, you know, a certain amount of accuracy is still needed because like the human eye can detect problems pretty easily, you know, inaccuracies, inconsistencies. Okay, so then, yeah, and then I left like a certain amount of space for rhinestones, which will be probably future me's problem because I'm probably not going to bore y'all too much with that, but okay, I'm just trying to make sure that like the amount of like overhang is pretty close between the two sides. Now, thankfully with Gorilla Glue, you usually have about a minute though to shift things around if it's like not really working out, so yeah. I will also fully admit that like these are not perfectly symmetrical by any means. They're definitely not like quite the same size. And this one also somehow got flattened. There's like a weird like squished part, but I feel like that's gonna be hidden by the rhinestones, so it's probably fine. We're not gonna worry about that. It's all good. Stand still in front of the camera so I can get a screenshot to draw you. Oh, sure, just like not move too much or like is that okay? I'm like really bad at taking photos and screenshots. Sorry. I'm like so awkward about it. That's why there's so many videos of me, but like never photos, because I'm just like you plan on doing Undertale or Deltarune cosplayer illustration? Actually, there is a chance that on Thursday, so just a couple days from now, I might do a stream where I work on my Undyne wig. Because I have all the parts for it to like, you know, make my 700th Undyne wig, and hopefully this will be the one that actually works out because I don't want to keep making wigs for her. But yeah, I was thinking about doing just like a really chill, like like Undyne wig and chill stream or something on Thursday. I don't know. It'll either be that or just like an art stream or something, but I do kind of like want to. Oh, you know what I could do? Because I have the new teeth as well since my Undyne teeth broke. I could demonstrate how to make these as well. It could be like an Undyne teeth and wig and chill stream. I don't know. We'll see. I have like one evening tonight to make a decision so that I'll have a thumbnail in time. That's how we roll around here. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to, I want to do this in a way where you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Hopefully the fact that I have to angle it towards you all won't make me like mess this up, but okay. I'm just going to like kind of place these here. Because I just want to make sure that the cheeks are not too off center. Because those are going to stay on my face even when the mask is open. So like if they're really off center, it's going to look really weird. You can already see that these stones are pretty off center, but that's fine. The nice thing about doing horror cosplay like this is if things look kind of wonky, it's like not a big deal. Okay. I mean, this part's never going to sit quite right because I cut it weirdly, but that's okay. Oh, you know what would probably help? Why don't we temporarily put the string through here? I'm not going to tie it, but I think it would just help with like visualizing things for the moment. Plus y'all can see what I mean about the floppy issue. Why is Undyne consuming all the wigs? I know, right? Well, I mean, it's my fault. I'm just bad at making wigs. Clearly. Ugh. It is like one skill I'm not sure I will ever truly develop. Hi, Devin Huffman. Hello. Hello from Hawaii. Hi, Robert. Hi, is it Tiny Fio? Is that how you say it? Hello. Okay, let me just pull this through here. Like I said, we will definitely tie this down later, but since I don't know yet exactly what positioning we're going to be doing, I have like held off on that for now. Come on, come on. I hate dealing with these cheap, like, frayed strings, you know? It's so annoying. Let's go, let's go. They're not very fun to tie later either. That's what happens when you buy, like, the cheapest version of all this stuff. You get stuff that's kind of annoying to deal with. Come on. There we go. Okay. So yeah, once the string is added, the mask will be kind of like this, right? And so without knotting it, like you can kind of see though how this like top part would just be like free floating, right? that's where, like, the issue comes in of, like, it's probably better, like, to give it a fixed position. I just don't know if that's gonna look good, so, yeah. That'll be something we will figure out down the line. Okay. There. So now that the string is in there, that'll help keep, like, everything from sliding so much. It's just kinda, like, holding it in place a bit temporarily. Okay. Now the thing is, like, these masks are not symmetrical regardless because they are very cheap paper masks, so no matter what I do, the cheeks are gonna be, like, a little off center. They definitely are on the original one, but it's another case of, like, as long as it looks good enough, it's fine. As long as I can make videos, who cares? Alright. So I think that's about as good as I can make it. I know, like, these are, like, not super centered, but it's really not a big deal. So I think I'm just going to mark, like, the glue. Yeah, okay. I'll just do it, like, here-ish. Sorry, I know I'm probably blocking the view, but it's hard to live stream this kind of stuff. I'm just putting down small dots, though, so that the glue doesn't, like, overflow, you know, make a huge mess. I always end up getting some of this stuff on my hands, and it sucks. Okay. And then we're just gonna, like, position this as close as possible as far as accuracy. Okay. How does that look? Trying to see if it's definitely has more overhang though than the other one. I'm gonna, like, shift it up a little maybe. Not too high, but just like, yeah. Ugh, there's already like black paint transfer, nasty. Okay, no, it's actually sticking pretty well. I think it's just because, like, styrofoam adheres really well to Gorilla Glue. So, like, it's gonna need like a full 24 hours to set, but yeah, it's pretty much just like instantly going down. So let's see, it does, yeah, it does have more overhang. I don't know if you can really see it, but I think part of that is because I think these are actually just a little bit bigger as well. But one thing I've been doing as I'm working on the second mask is, like, exaggerating certain stuff compared to the original. Like, some of these lines and stuff are actually thicker than on the original, because I just think that, like, for a horror version of this, like, more extreme is better, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of, like, intentionally overdoing a few things. Because yeah, we want it to be like the version of all this. So okay, here's one cheek. And then yeah, I'm gonna, like, end up doing the same, like, rhinestoning pattern on here that I had on this side. So let's try to get the other side on. Yeah, you can also see, like, there's already, like, fingerprints though from, like, the black paint transfer. But it's fine, I'm just gonna paint on top of it, who cares? Oh, sorry, Moment Show Pro, I missed the Josie. Thank you so much. Thank you for the stars. Why do I keep, like, I'm so sorry, I keep looking away at the worst possible times. Thank you so much, Moment Show Pro, I really appreciate that. Don't mind the gifts. No, no, I'm so grateful, thank you. That's so kind of you. What time and what country? If I do the Undyne wig on Thursday, that would be, I always do EST even though I don't live in EST. I would probably start at 6 p.m. EST, so basically the same as today, but just 2 days from now. You're so pretty. Oh, thank you, Morgan Nafis. Nafis? Not Nafis, did I say that right? What is the mask made of? It's honestly just paper. These are like paper craft masks. And you can, the nice thing about them is you can get them in bulk. So like, I'm trying to remember how much this one was. It was like a set of like 20 masks for like $25 or something like that. Like, yeah, they're nice and cheap. And I like getting them in bulk because, let's face it, I mess up a lot. Especially when I was making the Spamton cosplay, I burned through so many paper masks with that one. So it's like, because they're cheap, it's not as like scary to try things because you know if you mess up, it's like, well, it was like $1. Okay, let's do the second side then. Now that I know how quickly though that this dries, let's try to get this accurate the first time. Again, not that it dries that fast. Like Gorilla Glue always has a certain amount of time that it just has to set, but like this adheres really fast might be a better way to put it. Okay, let's try to like line up as similarly as possible on this side. Doesn't have to be perfect, but at least close. Okay. Yeah, I can tell like this one's a little bit bigger than the other one, but that's okay. Just let that hold for a second. The mask also curves a bit differently on this side. Okay, so just kind of want to pull this down a little, scooch it this way. Just a little bit. Dang it. Stick. Okay. Elizabeth Afton, yeah. For anyone who just got here, I just was like, why not, right? Like, I don't know. Every now and then when I do these like art or cosplay making streams, like sometimes I show up in cosplay, so yeah. If I don't announce it ahead of time, you never know. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's always a surprise. Paper? Yeah, I mean you can just even get it off like Amazon or something, get them in bulk. I used to originally get them at Joann Fabrics, but RIP. Photo shoot that day, hope I can make it. Yeah, sorry, Dolly True. That sounds fun though, doing a photo shoot. Circus Baby mask, yeah. Yeah, for anyone who just got here, I've had this Circus Baby mask for a while, but we are finally attempting to make an open-faced version. So, I'm just gluing these cheeks down. And then okay. Yeah, like it's like due to the size differences, like I can tell like this one's a little more. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna scooch this one over just a bit. If it'll let me. Yeah, you know what? I want to re-glue this, like, I just want it like nudged over. I don't mind a little asymmetry, but that's not a big deal if there's like any weird glue patches and stuff, because again, like what we did here, we're gonna be like rhinestoning around the edges. It's one of the tricks that I use to like hide like just, you know, the bad styrofoam edges and stuff. So yeah, I just want to nudge this slightly this direction. See if that looks any better. Yeah, I think that's a better spot. Okay. There we go. It just felt like it was way too close to the nose. Okay, yeah, that's better. Like I said, it doesn't matter if there's like a little stuff there because there's gonna be stones over it, so who cares? Rhinestones can hide anything. Hi, Ivana Garcia. I get my cat masks in bulk, got like 30 for 15 bucks, right? Yeah, never underestimate the power of paper masks. They're the best. You're slowly killing me on the inside. No, don't die. Yeah, I won't be live tomorrow, but I am hoping to be live on Thursday. So yeah, definitely like I always recommend keeping an eye on the community tab on this channel because I always try to give somewhere between 24 to 48 hours notice on a live stream. And I'll usually, in fact, I'd say always, I think I always include the link for the stream. I always schedule them ahead of time to make it like easier for everyone. So that's why it's like if I am gonna do the Undyne thing on Thursday, then I gotta decide that tonight so I have time to make a thumbnail. So pretty. Oh, thank you, Michaela. An idea I can make my cat mask bald and give them bunny ears. That sounds cute. I would say smelling gummy worms sounds like a good thing. Where do I catch up on the stuff on your channel? I know you have cats, but I don't know. I don't know what the easiest way would be to catch up on my channel. Although I do have playlists. I mean, I don't know if people realize that, but I make playlists out of everything. Like when I share a new video, I always, before it even goes up, it's like already been clicked through for playlists that it can fit into. So yeah, like if anyone wants to ever catch up on something very specific with me, chances are there's a playlist for it. Although sadly there is not a playlist for the cats. Although if you go on my Instagram Reels, there is, or not Reels, stories, there is absolutely a like a stories highlight just for the cats. It's just cats. But yeah, the two cats, the black fluffy cat is Glenn. He's the one who couldn't figure out how to open the door a few minutes ago. And the tuxedo cat is Sid, who has not shown up yet, but he might because he's the more curious of the two. Hi, Mike Clapton. I'm not going live Thursday. Oh no, I was hoping to go live on Thursday. I'm not going to go live tomorrow though, which is Wednesday. No, I'm grabbing dinner with my mom tomorrow, so I won't be live tomorrow. Grabbing my academic stress and hope, shaping like a moon animal. That's a good way to put it. Oh, thank you so much, Moment Chopra. Look at that. I finally was looking at the right moments. Thank you so much for the jewels. That's really, really, really kind of you. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Another wave of stars. Finally, I was looking in the right direction. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Glenn and Sid? Yeah. Glenn is Glenn, and then Sid is Cid. They both have very simple human sounding names. When am I going live again? I'm hoping to go live pretty much 48 hours from now. Yeah, Thursday at 6 p.m. EST. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on the community tab because yeah, I always make sure that I let people know in advance with like a link and everything. So yeah, because I always want to make it like as accessible as possible, you know, to like get to my live streams. Okay, so this is how it looks like when it's, you know, not open, and then when it opens, the cheeks are gonna stay, which I know is not canon accurate. I just think it'll look cooler. That's where I firmly stand on this issue. I say that, and then watch is gonna like look totally not cool in the end, and then be like, it'll turn out that Scott Cawthon knew better than me, which is probably true. Okay, so now that those are down, I'm gonna finish this area here, which should not take very long, and then we can do some rhinestoning. I won't do all of it because that could be a little annoying, but we can at least do some just like as an example, you know, of like how to do it. Um, and we can also at least a little bit mess around with the padding idea and see how that looks. I don't know. I kind of like, I kind of had a silly idea of using like makeup sponges for padding to like make it stay open a certain way. I don't know. That might be dumb. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna finish like at least on this one side here, and then we can like mess around a bit with that. See what happens. At least while this is like setting a little bit, even though as you can see, like, yeah, Gorilla Glue and foam are actually pretty powerful partners. IT didn't warn me about the stream. Oh, really? Yeah, I know. I've heard some people complaining that, well, yeah, sometimes like YouTube just does not send out notifications. I don't know why. Yeah, that's why I always encourage like the notify me option on the live streams, because theoretically YouTube is supposed to like tell you 30 minutes before I go live. It's possible they drop the ball on that sometimes though. Is that Elizabeth Afton? Yeah. Every now and then I just decide to show up to these like artsy streams in cosplay. I noticed a lot of people seem to like the Elizabeth Afton cosplay yesterday, so I was like, okay, like let's, you know, why not, right? It's fun to be a redhead sometimes, since I'm not actually a redhead. I'm just curious, like, sorry, I'm just being really nosy here really quick. I just wanted to see if the video that I shared was doing okay. Yeah, like average, by my standards. I think it's gonna overall be a flop if I'm being honest, but at least compared to yesterday's especially, but I just wanted to like take a quick look at it. I mean, if it doesn't have, yeah, no, I guess based on how many likes it has on Instagram right now, I'm guessing it's not gonna do that well overall. You can usually tell in the first hour. Yesterday's did well, today's I think not so much, which is too bad because today's was a lot harder to make, but I always know it's a bad idea to backload the videos. I checked, I know I should never do this, but I checked the stats on today's video, and less than 40% of people actually made it past the Elizabeth Afton part to the actual transition, so yeah. I mean, I knew that was gonna happen, but that's why my videos tend to flop. I'm not very good at the whole, like, holding people's attention thing. I don't know how some people do it. There's so many people who can, like, make you wait, like, 10 seconds for a freaking transition. I can't get people to wait even 1 second. I don't know why. I'd like to think I'll figure it out someday, but I've actually been doing this for like 3 years, and I think if anything, my views have only gotten worse over time, so I'm pretty sure I'm getting worse at this. Anyway, okay, yeah, let's continue with this. So, as you can see, I penciled in like the general shapes, you know, to like try to match where things were on this side. So what I like to do, because I have very shaky hands and I don't trust myself to just straight like paint anything, I like to use something like this, like a finer tipped kind of pen to put like an outline down in like ink or paint or whatever, and then like fill it in with something like a brush pen. Because yeah, I don't have very steady hands. I don't always trust myself to be able to make smooth edges on anything. So that's what I'm gonna do here. So just like an outline as carefully as I can. And then I'm gonna switch to a brush pen, like actual, like serious ink, you know? And that way, like, I don't have to worry about the edge as much with my shaky hands because it's like already taken care of. Now, something else that I also like to do, which is kind of why I'm doing this in increments, is I like to do everything twice to get like a darker shade. Now, I will fully admit, I did not do that here. I was way too lazy to like go over it twice, but I also didn't bother because I I'm pretty sure in the end, a lot of that's going to be covered in like rhinestones and stuff. So I was like, not really worth it. I can always like paint back around anything that looks a little too vague, you know, like later. So I will say though, this one is kind of running low on ink. I'm going to switch the cartridge in a second because it's getting low. Favorite FNAF character? Mine's Mangle, so everyone knows I'm super biased towards Mangle. I always joke that I'm not biased, but like, let's be real, I'm obviously biased. Speaking of which, we will do a Mangle Get Ready With Me soon, I promise. Because I am of the opinion that there can never be too much Mangle content on this channel. Never, ever. Yeah, let me switch the cartridge on this. This one's getting low. Yeah, see? Empty. I could tell. Okay, let's get a fresh one. Sometimes I also just use like dip ink, but I'm just being kind of lazy right here at this moment. Sorry, that was noisy. Jujutsu Kaisen? Yeah, I know of it, but I haven't watched it yet, unfortunately. Like, I can always spot the cosplayers, but I don't know the story or anything. Heck, come on. There we go. Who doesn't love Mangle? Right. Did they do Mangle justice in the movie? They, like, both did and didn't. Only because I feel like there should have been more. I wanted more Mangle. Like, the scenes that Mangle was in were, like, A+. But, like, I wanted more A+ Mangle scenes. I also wish that they hadn't had all the scenes with Mangle be so dark. I understand it's a horror movie, but I watched, like, all the behind-the-scenes stuff, and, like, that Jim Henson animatronic puppet looked so freaking good. But you couldn't see like all the details in the movie because it was always like dark or raining or whatever. So it's like watching the behind the scenes stuff made me appreciate how great it was, but just also made me think like, why couldn't we have had at least like one scene in the movie where you could really, really see the animatronic? Like they put so much work into it. It looked so amazing. But I do understand like, you know, atmosphere, blah, blah, blah. But I guess I don't know. I go into the like FNAF movies and stuff like where like that's the part I'm most interested in is like the Jim Henson animatronics. Like sure, yeah, story is important, whatever, but I'm kind of just here for the animatronics. What can I say? So yes, I am painting the inside here. I'm actually planning to add rhinestones to the inner edges of this a bit, but at least for now, like I'm also just darkening everything. Okay. Let that dry for a second. I like this ink, but it does dry annoyingly slow. You agree? Yeah, like, if anyone here, like, hasn't seen the behind the scenes stuff with Mangle, like, I really, really recommend it because, like, all the animatronics were amazing, of course. Like, it's the Jim Henson Company, they never fail. But, like, the Mangle one is really impressive, and you could barely see it in the movie. So, yeah, if you, like, go on YouTube and even just look up, like, Mangle behind the scenes, there's some really good content, but just my only warning is it'll make you mad that we couldn't see it more clearly in the movie. Dad might be an actor soon. Like in a Hollywood movie? Watch the behind the scenes. Yeah, like there's one video. I wish I could track it down. It's like a full 5 minutes of just the Mangle behind the scenes stuff, and it's so good. Cut cat ears off the cat mask? These masks are just masquerade masks. They don't have ears. I suppose, like, yeah, if they had had cat ears, maybe I would have cut them off, but yeah, I don't know, they didn't, so. Let's see. Although I do know, like, there is a version of these kind of masks that have cat ears. There's, like, I've seen I remember on Amazon once, there's, like, these versions of these masks, and then there's a cat ear version, and then there's also ones that are, like, kinda like a full face thing, and those are, like, really freaky if you've ever seen them. They even have, like they're like uncanny valley, you know? They got, like, lips and stuff. Yeah, it's, like, really freaky. I'm sure they're great for, like, certain Halloween purposes, but, like, if I had one of those hanging up in a room and I, like, forgot it was there, it would, like, spook the heck out of me. Um, okay, let me continue here. Now, one thing you will notice, like, this is almost always completely hidden by the bangs, but again, for the sake of accuracy from the game, the eyebrows are actually blue. Like, they're almost always, like, invisible in the videos, so I've actually had people occasionally, like, the hair moves in a certain way, and I'll get comments being like, "Has that mask always had eyebrows?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But they are hard to see. So yeah, we'll be using Posca paint pens for that part, so we'll get there in a second. Okay. I'm also gonna have to erase a bunch of the pencil off of this because it's, like, super smudged. Not that it really matters if this thing is, like, kind of dirty looking, because you know, FNAF animatronics, I don't think they're really meant to be the cleanest looking things ever. That's how I always excuse the fact that I accidentally get, like, makeup all over everything. It's like, well, you know, it's all very, like, run down and dingy, so it's fine. Especially with Mangle. Okay, so I'm just, like, doing the same thing from before where I'm outlining, and then we're gonna fill it in. Ugh, God. I have such shaky hands, I hate it. I'm so envious of people who don't have shaky hands. I say as I drink an energy drink. Okay. Now it is possible that, like, having perfect edges here is not gonna matter that much, only because I think regardless of whether this ends up being like a floppy open mask or a fixed open mask, um, this is probably gonna be at an angle most of the time where you can't see the details that well. So I have a feeling I'm gonna end up at least a little bit prioritizing the inner version, because this is gonna be the fixed version that's, like, more visible most of the time. But as far as how this part's gonna look, I haven't fully figured that out yet. I have ideas, but it's like, we'll get there. Makeup is phenomenal. Oh, thank you so much, Eleanor. And a monster today, I was flying, right? That's why I tend to drink those monster, like the Java monsters before conventions. Oh yeah. If I have to get up at 4 AM to do cosplay makeup before a show, Monster Energy is the way to go. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna fill this in. We'll let it dry for a second, and then I'm gonna do a second layer. I can get out the Posca paint pens too. I don't know what my roommate is playing, but most likely it's Dead by Daylight. I feel like that's the only game that ever makes him laugh like an evil genius. How do you live stream and look at chat at the same time? It's not easy. I will say, like, I know I'm, like, constantly apologizing for uh, how much I'm, like, missing of the chat. I swear I am always doing my absolute best though, but it is really hard. 'Cause yeah, I have to, like, constantly look back and forth between like whatever I'm working on and the chat while also attempting to talk, which is a lot of multitasking, I will admit. It is a skill I'm hoping to get better at with time. I sometimes I feel like I, like, want to look at my older live streams and see if I've gotten better at it, but then I'm, like, kind of afraid to know. You know, like, what if I go back to my older live streams and I'm just like, "Wow, that was awful," and then I'm just, like, mad at myself, so Dead by Daylight, yeah, one of my roommates is, like, obsessed, like, he plays Dead by Daylight, like, every day, constantly, so, yeah. There's a video on this channel, where I made the mango brain jello. It's one of the, like, first videos on the channel. It's terrible. It's, like, 7 minutes. I didn't have a microphone. I mean, it's real bad. But there's there's a bunch of parts in the video where you hear, like, horrible, like, screaming, like, in the distance, and I'm like and then I never address it, which I did that on purpose because I thought it would be funnier to, like, not address why it sounded like someone was being, like, in the background, but it actually was my roommate playing Dead by Daylight. Um, yeah. In fact, when they added Springtrap to Dead by Daylight, it was, like, a bonding experience for us, like, because yeah, like, my roommate doesn't know FNAF that well, but finally we had, like, some major common ground there with Springtrap, so which I gotta say, they nailed it with Springtrap in Dead by Daylight. He looks so good and moves so good, and they clearly understood the assignment. They got the OG voice actor, like, it is peak, absolute peak. I knew the second that he had, like, that lean, like, they had, like, that exact, like, lean that he does, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, this is, like, nailed it." Oh, did someone send Jules? Wait, hold on. Okay, they, like, changed how the Jules thing shows up on desktop, and now it, like, keeps throwing me off where I'm like, "Did I did I miss it or" wait, hold on. Yeah, wait, Flambo Free sent Jules? Thank you so much, I'm so sorry. Yeah, they changed the, like, way that that stuff appears now, and depending on where I'm looking, it's, like, different, and I'm like, wait, what did I miss?" But no, thank you so much, I really appreciate that. They added Springtrap? Yeah, I wanna say it was, like, maybe about I think it was less than a year ago, but it's, like, it's so good. And yeah, they got the OG actor back, so it's like we've got British Afton back, you know? But yeah, they, like, absolutely nailed it, like, just the way that, like, he moves and just it's so peak. You can go on, like, TikTok and, like, Instagram Reels and stuff, and there's, like, compilations of, like, all the voice lines and the, like, you know, uh those scenes, like, it's yeah, it's they did an amazing job, and even just, like, the FNAF map that they made, is so good. It's got so many references, like, it even has, like, a ball pit, like an Into the Pit reference, and it's yeah. You can tell, like, actual FNAF fans made the map and Springtrap and everything for Dead by Daylight, and they said it was, like, their most requested thing, like, ever in Dead by Daylight, so they, like, really didn't wanna mess it up, and it's so peak. Was it years ago? Yeah, I can't remember exactly when it was. I wanna say it was, yeah, probably at least a year ago, right? First live stream I've come across while it's happening. I always love when that happens. Hey, welcome back, Dolly Chu. How are we today? I'm doing all right. How you doing, Raven Rose? Love Into the Pit, right? I do too. That, yeah, Into the Pit is so underrated, actually, in my opinion. Okay, sorry, I was just letting that dry for a second. So, okay, this is a case where I actually need to outline, and then we're gonna color it in with something different. So I'm just gonna do a quick outline here, and then we're gonna add the blue with the paint pen. Oh, thank you so much, Flummo Freak, for the jewels. Thank you, thank you. That is so kind of you. Let's just bring us in. I want a couple of team. Baby hands VR. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I'd have to see a screenshot of it. Got back from work not that long ago. Pretty slow. Sometimes pretty slow is the best though. Not too like stressful, you know. Of course, yeah. Thank you so much, Flumbo Freak. Am I even saying that right though? Like Flumbo Freak. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. I am infamously so bad at pronouncing usernames, but I assure you I am always trying my absolute best. I really am. Okay. I will admit it doesn't matter too much if this like outline is perfect because Posca paint pens are nice in that they can actually go back over ink if you mess up, which is very convenient for me because I mess up constantly. That was a terrible job on my part. That looks so bad, but that's okay because like I said, the paint pen can go back over it. Yeah, that's probably fine for now. Let me get the pen out. Also, where'd the cap go for this thing? Come back. Come back. Get over here. I'm always like dropping everything. I'm so clumsy. And I don't mean that in like a quirky kind of way. I mean like no, like I'm just endlessly dropping everything. Okay, Posca paint pens. Also, I apologize that there's like a visible mess just around me. I am in the process of cleaning. Okay, dark blue Posca paint pen for the eyebrow, I guess. The closest thing Circus Baby, at least as far as this mask goes, has for eyebrows. Not the most canon accurate of things, but that's okay. I went for a little bit more of like a masquerade mask look with this thing. This is another case of like, I'm going to do 2 layers because this first layer always goes down just like a little transparent. To be honest, I don't even know if the like blue ever shows up in the videos or if it just looks like everything is black, but whatever, it's fine. We always want to put our best foot forward, right? Okay, kind of see like that first layer going down. Let me just let that dry for a second. Who's my favorite animatronic? My favorite's Mangle. I'm like a huge Mangle fan, so yeah, we will definitely do another Mangle Get Ready With Me soon because like whenever this channel goes too long without Mangle content, it's just unacceptable. Calmest chat I've ever seen. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like a super popular YouTuber or anything. And I'm also like in algorithm jail at the moment because, yeah, I had to take like a month off of live streaming. So, you know how it goes. Like, YouTube is just like, yeah, you're buried for now, which is fine. Maybe it'll come back around eventually. We'll see. How different your masks normal ones are from the broken masks. Yeah, I mean, I think this is only the second time I've made a broken one? Because I think Shattered Chica was the first one, which is very recent, where I made like a broken version of a mask. Because even though I have a Shattered Roxanne Wolf cosplay, the funny thing about that one is that to pull it off, I just take the mask off because it's like a faceplate, right? But I have to redo the makeup every time, so it's like kind of a pain. But yeah, it's actually a funny case of like there is no broken mask; it's just a broken face. GIFs don't have animations. Yeah, they added animations finally for the GIFs on desktop, but then they like took it away again. I don't know. YouTube's been doing some weird updates and I have no idea what's going on. All I know is it's really annoying because I keep having videos like crash because they're in the middle of updating and then it like breaks everything. So oh, thank you so much, FOMO Freak. Thank you for the jewels. I really, really do appreciate that. Really generous. Thank you. It's just makeup. Yeah, for Shattered Roxy, the way that I do it is I take the whole masquerade mask off, um, but I keep the rhinestones and the like LEDs, um, and then yeah, I like black everything out and do like the drippy thing, and then I have to like put the like wig and ears and everything back on, and that's how I do those like transitions between regular Roxy and Shattered Roxy. And the fun little secret about how I do the eyes though is they're just closed. I just like I black them out like so thoroughly that when they're closed, like it looks like they're gone. Which is not easy to do with those LED lights constantly trying to like ruin the illusion. But speaking of which, that is actually another thing I wanted to mention about this process that I'm doing here. I hope this will work, but because I ran into the weird thing of like, these here are on the outer layer, even though they're meant to be inside the socket, and so I had to cut, you know, this wider, and we're going to put these on the inner layer. It does kind of create this issue though of like, you know, there may not be quite enough of a difference between the regular and broken masks to make it look like as cool. So one thing I'm gonna try, and I don't know if it's gonna like work out or not, is I did get a set of the same kind of LEDs that I use for like Roxy and Chica for the mouth and everything. So these ones should be green. I actually haven't tried them yet. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna attempt to use these in some way to like add to the broken mask thing. I wanted like to make sure there was enough of a differentiation between regular Circus Baby and the broken version, depending on how the mask turns out. So yeah, we'll have to like experiment with those a little and see how it looks, but I feel like it would just add to that like internal structure thing if we can get it to look cool. I guess I'm like hoping that it'll kind of like the lights will sparkle off of these a bit, you know? I don't know. There's no way to know until we see it, but I'm gonna try it, so hopefully that'll work out. Broken mask doesn't exist, it's just makeup, because how did you do it for Chica? So with Chica, you know, actually I should just show y'all how I did it with Chica since we're literally making broken masks right now. Let me grab the Chica masks, because then I can show you exactly how I did it. 1 second. They're like right over here. Okay. Because this is what like inspired me to finally try to do this with Circus Baby. So there's 2 different masks for Chica. We've got the normal one, and then for the broken one, this one here, you can see I cut where the beak would be off of this one and like made it all, you know, weird and off kilter, and like the stones are all like messed up and stuff. And yeah, like again, I did like a double layer like I'm doing with Circus Baby to kind of add some of that extra effect to it. So, you know, I film the videos with just the regular mask, and then when I switch over into the Shattered Chica version, I take the mask off, and then I I have to paint like this whole area black, just like I do with Roxy, like the same technique. Yeah, like this just becomes a full like void here, and then I add the LED lights, you know, around it to like give it that like gaping glow, which is surprisingly hard to do because again, the LEDs like to really ruin the illusion of the makeup by highlighting my giant nose as much as possible. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, Redfester. Hey, Jamie, good to see you. Oh, thank you. It's good to see you too. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You stole my chance. Oh, that's okay, Flumbo. Sorry, no, Flumbo. It's the shortened Flumbo freak. It's so weird reading out the whole username, so then I end up like giving people nicknames. I'm never sure if they want that or not, but, but yeah, thank you all so much. Doesn't have to be lower accurate since you could put the lights on your mask's forehead. Yeah, I'm hoping like if the LEDs don't work out like with this, that we can kind of find a different spot for them on this like inner part, because I like the idea of like, you know, the inner workings being visible once the mask is open. So yeah, it's like if it doesn't really work out around the eyes, then I might try to like use the LEDs to just do some like wiring effect somewhere on here. I mean, thankfully those LEDs are very cheap. They're like 10 bucks. So, you know, we've got room to mess around and hopefully it'll work out. Okay, so yeah, I just realized I almost forgot to just want to do one last layer around the eyebrow here, and then essentially this will be done as far as the painting goes. I still have to do the other side, sadly, but yeah. As you can see, these mask things tend to take a while, but that's okay. As long as the videos end up looking cool, it's worth it. Well, I definitely need to start I don't know, based on how things are already going with the video I shared today, I'm like, let's stop backloading the videos because, you know, let's face it, I'm probably always going to transition from regular Circus Baby to the open face one, but people don't like to wait long enough for me to have the open face one, so we're going to have to like figure something else out here. Faster transitions. I can also have some videos that are just the open face one, because I've done that with Shadow Chica. I also just need to like learn how to hold people's attention long enough that they actually see the transition. I don't know what the secret is. I can't seem to do it. Okay. I think that's good enough. I know it looks so plain without the rhinestones and stuff added to it, but you know, at least like you can kind of tell now like what it is. I did add some stones already on the nose because I was just like goofing around last night, but yeah, it is at least starting to take shape. And I'm not going to bore you all with me painting this side during the live stream. That's just a future me's problem. I'll get there later. I mean, I'd love to be able to like, I'm trying to decide if it would be too ambitious. Like, I'm not going to be able to finish the whole mask live, obviously. Like, I'm, you know, otherwise I'd be streaming for the entire night. But boy, if I could finish it tonight, I feel like that's too ambitious though. I shouldn't like put that on myself because then I'll be disappointed if I don't pull it off, you know. Subscribe to you. Oh, thank you so much, Fumbo Freak. I appreciate that. I especially appreciate because, oh my gosh, I lost so many subs while I was on like that hiatus for a couple weeks before like I started sharing shorts and stuff again. There was one day where I lost like over 100 subs. I was like, wow. Heaven forbid anything happens in my life and I have to take the first break I've ever taken. Dang it. I like had barely taken a day off for like 3 years making content, but sigh. Okay. How's the restore of your background for filming? Also about the Chica leg warmers, did you paint the whole design by hand? Yeah, I did. It took forever. Oh my gosh. Those leg warmers were one of the worst things I've ever had to make. Like, for such a simple thing too. Like, the whole time I was hand painting them, I just kept thinking like, am I seriously spending days and days and days and days hand painting just leg warmers? Like, of all the things. Chico, why? I mean, they look cool, but it really was such a pain. But yeah, restoring the background, I think it worked out. It seemed like in the Circus Baby videos, it looked pretty cool so far. Although now that like some of y'all have seen yesterday's and possibly today's video, maybe now you can see why I was so adamant during Sunday's live stream that I could not touch the tripod. Like if that thing had been nudged even 1 millimeter out of position, none of the transitions would have worked. So that's why the whole stream I was like kind of dancing around that thing. I was just like, whatever I do, we cannot touch the ring light. Nothing can be shifted. Everything must remain exactly in place or I'm in big trouble. So yeah, the joy of making transition videos. They're very stressful, unfortunately. Sometimes they're a lot of work and you don't always get what you want out of it, but at least I tried. Okay, so got this painted. Let's see, it's been an hour and a half already. I'll probably be here at least another hour. So we could probably do a little bit of rhinestoning just to like, because I was kind of hoping to get like various aspects of the process, you know, like in the stream, since people always like want to see how I make the masks. And then after a bit of that, we could maybe experiment with the padding thing. I don't know if we'll like reach a full conclusion, but maybe we could just like get an idea, you know, if we want this to be a free flopping mask or like a fixed position mask. I wish there was a way to like, this would probably be too ambitious, but I wish there was a way to do something like a drawstring so that I could like control the mask opening and closing in some way, but I just don't think there's any way to do it that wouldn't be like annoyingly visible, you know? I'm not sure how I'd make that work. Like not in a way that would work well in videos, unfortunately. Like that would be ideal. That would actually be like the best way, but I just don't know if I could do it. Like how would that work? Don't put on the long lashes. Hey, I wear super long lashes sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. Cosplayers should be able to do what they want, I say. If they like the way something looks, then, you know, that's all that matters. How do you pause the shorts for the transitions? You know, one of these days I should do a video showing how to do the transitions. I used to be very against me making a tutorial about it because I was so bad at them. And I still am so bad at them, but I at least know enough to like show how to do it so that y'all can get way better at it than me. But basically like there's a, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it without demoing it currently, like a quick TLDR. Basically, like I film what I need, and then it always goes a little past the transition. Like I'll like do what I need to do for the transition, and it's still going. I don't use like a pause button. I go back into the editor then, and then I find the exact spot where I want that transition, and I cut it. And then when I film again, I have it start right at that same spot and it keeps going. So it's not a pause so much as it's like ending the filming temporarily and then going in and cutting the video and then carrying on from there. And that's why like a video like the one I shared today, it was such a pain because I had to cut the video in so many spots and sometimes I didn't always entirely remember exactly where I cut it, which was a problem. Yeah, I had to learn how to read lips. Yeah. I wonder if there is a better way to do that, and I'm just too clueless to know the better way to do it. That's entirely possible. Please say cheese? Like, oh, do you want me to do like a screenshot moment? I'll do this like when I was living in Japan, do like a, hi cheese. String could definitely help. Yeah, like how does one do like a drawstring? How would I wish my Spampton wings still had the drawstring because then I'd go look at how those work, but I cut the string off because I didn't want the wings to move anymore because they were meant to look like Spampton's wings, which are just like blocks that can't do anything anymore because it's a sad angel. um, I'm trying to like visualize this. Sorry, I know it's probably boring watching me sit here trying to think this through for a second. This is what the process tends to look like though. This is actually very accurate to how me making cosplays goes. It's a lot of me going, now wait. And then I stare into the distance for like 10 minutes. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna, let me just Google really quick. I just want to see like if there's a simple drawstring kind of thing, like, I don't even know how to phrase this. I feel like this is just gonna like show me a lot of shorts, like pants, you know, like drawstring pants. Right, because you have to have like, there's like slack and then, but how does that translate into a mask though? I feel like I feel like there's something obvious here that I'm like not picturing in my head correctly. Dang, now I almost wish I hadn't thought about this because now I'm like hooked on the thought. This always happens. Like now I'm like, oh, but actually, wait, what if I want that? Now I'm like obsessed with it. This is why I don't actually do a lot of planning when I make cosplays because it's always like halfway during the process that I completely change my mind or think of something else and then nothing goes to plan. I probably shouldn't bore you all with me thinking about this too hard. We should probably just continue going for the moment, but the problem is now I'm like obsessed with the thought. Like, wait. Because I feel like it shouldn't actually be that hard, right? Am I overthinking this? How would you... Maybe I need to like visualize this. I feel bad if I can't pull this off. Like I sat here wasting everyone's time for something that's not even going to end up happening. Always possible with me. Hmm. Because like, obviously there'd be the string already, you know, like holding it all together, but then there'd have to be like a second string. I don't know. I guess like the main issue is like I'd have to be able to reach the string in a way that's like not obvious, but like I don't know. I shouldn't bore you all with this. I'm gonna this will be a thing I'm gonna dwell on tonight. And I can't guarantee I'll figure it out. Because yeah, again, it's like another case of like it's not that I maybe can't figure it out. I can't guarantee I can figure out a way to do it that's like aesthetically pleasing in videos, which is like the most important thing. So, yeah. Like the Spampton wings that I used to have, the base version of them did have like a string, but again, it's like it wasn't the best looking solution, which is part of the reason I removed it entirely. Because it was like it was so big and like I mean you'd be able to see if you pulled on it, like it wouldn't look good in videos, so yeah, you know what? Okay, let's like keep going here for the moment and hopefully what'll happen, because this happens a lot, is without me even realizing it, I will be subconsciously attempting to solve this puzzle while we're doing something else. And then I'm hoping maybe like an hour from now, I'll suddenly be like, wait and something will come to me, but it might not come to me. It's never a guarantee. You have an idea, Flopsy Pal? Yeah, I'd like to hear it. The gingerbread stream with Noel. That was so fun. We should do that again in December because that was super fun. I do want to make some new Noel content soon because like someone gave me that awesome thorn ring at C2E2 and now I'm like, yes, I want to make new Noel videos with the thorn ring. It's so awesome. Okay, yeah, let's do at least like a little bit of rhinestoning just for fun. Like I said, just to like try to cover different parts of the process during the stream at the very least. Like even if we can't, you know, finish everything, like I just wanted to be able to show different parts of how I make the stuff. Let's see, should I rhinestone like the cheeks or should we do some mask stuff? Maybe we should. Well, we can do like a little bit of like mask stuff. If I do some of the red, is that going to be like a problem though, as far as like me constantly gripping the mask in certain ways? Because they kind of like intentionally have an overhang. Well, here, why don't we do some like silver on the sides here, just because like that'll show up nicely on camera. Okay, let me move this out of the way for a second here. And this too, because yeah, this is future me's problem. Also, let me just really quick. I hope I'm not doing this too soon, but I just want to erase a little bit of the pencil off of this because it is like very dirty and smudgy. Not that I think Circus Baby needs to be all like pristine looking, but it's just the pencil's getting all over my hands and I hate that. This is more of a me problem than an actual aesthetic problem. I get kind of prissy about that stuff where I'm like, ew, I don't want that on my hands. I can just like clean up these edges a little bit. These will get dirty over time though, no matter what, because my cosplays just do, because, you know, there's makeup, face paints, and what have you. Like, if you take a close look at my Circus Baby mask, like, I don't know if you can see it, like, with the glaring light here, but look at the forehead. Like, isn't that gross? That's from, like, black face paint getting all over it. My guess is that it's because the wig's bangs, it, like, the wig gets into the paint, and then it, like, transfers to the mask. And it's like, yeah, I could clean that probably, but I don't know. I think it just, like, adds to the grungy animatronic look anyway, so it's like, who cares, you know? Use the thicker string to attach the top to the bottom layers, the white to the black, but on the edges, 2 spots near the eyes, and the stop cut thing near the nose that have fishing line. I think I can picture it. Yeah, because I was thinking like I'd probably have to have something connecting like in the back, right? Like, because that's where you'd have to have like the slack. But then like, yeah, I guess you'd need a really, really long like string. I'm looking at this like lanyard here as an example. I don't know. I might have to just look at some like tutorials or something because I feel like there's got to be like a pretty easy way to do this and I'm just not visualizing it. But maybe if I like see someone else do it, I'll be like, oh, because I've never tried to make anything like that before. I mean, I got plenty of strings and stuff lying around to like experiment with. Because yeah, even if I had a way to just very subtly like pull a drawstring to like, you know, like so long as it wasn't like super obvious what I was doing. Dang, I wish I still had those Spamton wings set up. Because at least then I could kind of just, you know, kind of like look in there and figure out like exactly how they did that. But yeah, I removed the whole mechanism. Whoops. No, put the thorn ring on. I think I actually still have it over here. Yeah. I got this whole thorn ring over here. Ah. It's in slightly rough shape. It got roughed up a bit on the journey home, but it still looks really cool. It's really big though. If I'm gonna do it in videos, I'm gonna have to like kind of keep my hand positioned around it like just right so that it doesn't like slide off because yeah, it's like huge. But it's so cool. It looks so awesome. Like this person did an amazing job. Just Elizabeth Afton, yeah. Love your cosplay. Thank you, Mask. And showing a spinning skirt. That's very true. Right. You'd think this would be so easy in comparison. Okay, yeah, let's like do a little bit of decorating just for funsies. Like let's get some sparkle action going here. I am running super low on a lot of sizes of these like silver jewels, but I have more on the way, so that's okay. I think Ballora stole most of these. She ended up needing so many silver jewels. I blame everything on the Ballora cosplay, let's face it. Anytime anything goes wrong, I'm like, this is definitely because of the Ballora cosplay somehow. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfectly matched up in size to like the original mask, but at least like close enough. So it looks like it was, if we're talking about like these like side lines here, the bottom one was like 2 large stones and then 4, actually it was like 3 mid-size and 1 small. So like tapers. Let's see if I have any stones that are like that size. These are probably too big. But I think that's the only option I have. Well, like I said, I was trying to like exaggerate everything on this mask, so... Wait, actually these might be pretty close. Let me see. Ooh, come back. That's the problem with working with these little stones, is they're little. It's like a bit smaller, but it's pretty close. It's close enough. Okay, so let's take 2 of these. Come to me. Okay, and then I like to use this stuff, B7000. This is just like the cheap Navona brand. I will admit this stuff is so cheap and has such like goofy writing on it that I thought I got scammed when these first showed up. Yeah, where's the thing that there was like one line on here where I was like, did I get scammed? Yeah, it says so many weird things on it, like is a surprise adhesive force. This was a great adhesive. Best-selling Europe and America, mad fans around the world. Pardon? I can't even read the back. This print is so tiny. Yeah, it's like not even words. Yeah, but you know what? It works great, so I can vouch for Navona apparently. But yeah, this stuff is nice because it dries completely clear. Because Gorilla Glue kind of doesn't. I like Gorilla Glue for a lot of stuff, but you will often get like a visible kind of grayish silvery tone, which like for my Mangle Endo head, for example, is actually great. I sometimes purposely let this stuff like drip behind jewels because I want the Endo head to look gross. But for something like this, obviously I don't want gross. So this kind of like actual like gem adhesive is better because it dries just completely clear. So, okay, just gonna put a couple dots down for the bigger stones. And then I always seal this back up, no matter how annoying it is to constantly put the cap back on, because that glue can dry out really easily if you don't keep up with it. And then, yeah, this is they call them like gem pickers. It's literally just a white colored pencil. It's nothing fancier than that. And you always have like a good solid minute to like reposition things. There we go. Now, again, like with the Gorilla Glue, it technically doesn't fully set for like a good 24 to 48 hours, but like it's good enough. Like it's not gonna fall off, but it can still kind of like get nudged around for a few hours. And like to have it fully, truly adhered, you always want to give it a good 24 to 48 hours. Oh, thank you so much for the jewels, Dwayne. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Gotcha, Lizzie. Yeah, hi, Purple Heart. Hi, Fruit Punch. Ooh, a cane cosplayer. That sounds awesome. You're bedazzling too, Flopsy. Heck yeah. Fun to get the match your finger size. Yeah, if I can't get it to stay on very well, I might end up like padding the ring. B7000? Yeah. Navona brand, apparently. Okay, so we're gonna just like go down like a slightly smaller size on the jewels. Let's see. I think these will probably work. I gotcha, Circus. Nothing I hate more than getting asked, would you do me a favor without any specifications? Oh, I know, right? Because it feels like you're getting trapped, you know? Like they're trying to like trap you in a situation or something. Yeah, it drives me nuts. Okay, we want 3 of these mid-size ones. And then we're gonna have 1 small one. Ugh, it's so hard to aim with this like tiny little... Okay. Again, add a little bit more sparkle. Actually, no, these are too big. How about... I really don't have a lot of options here because I used up so many of these. How about these? These are like a little bit more 3D, but I think that'll be okay. Because these are technically those like hot fix ones, you know, that have the glue already on the back that you're supposed to like use a heat gun with. Now, I do actually use the heat gun sometimes for this stuff, but I don't want to do it on this mask. I've never tried, so I'm not saying this from experience or anything, but I've always been like a little concerned that it might like burn the paper. Like this is such cheap paper, you know. So okay, I've got a few more. I just want to put down a smaller stone because we're trying to do like a tapered effect. Okay, so 1 here. I have a feeling I'm going to end up doing a lot more rhinestoning on the inside of this than I think I'm going to. I haven't like fully visualized yet what the inside is going to look like. But the thing is, no matter what the outside is doing, the inside is going to be fixed to my face. It's not going to move at all. So in a way, it's kind of the focal point, which is a bit of a problem because it could be very boring. It's kind of just a void. So I don't know. I foresee a future where I get frustrated with this and start adding a lot of jewels all over the place to make it more interesting because I can't help myself. Hard to say. Now, the other thing I also haven't thought about too much yet, other than, yeah, like what the inside looks like, is also if there needs to be a whole lot of decorating on the inside of the outside. Because, like, if this part is open, it's visible, and that could be a problem. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna paint the inside black, which, like I said earlier, technically not canon accurate, because every time I looked at references for this, the inside of Circus Baby's open part was white. I'm just not sure that that's gonna look that good in a video. I don't know. I have a hard time picturing it, but regardless, yeah, it is possible that there's going to need to be some level of decorating on the inside of this because, I mean, depending on the angles, it might almost be more visible than the outside. So, yeah. Making a mask like this is tricky because it's like, I've never done it before, and there's definitely a lot of like weird variables here that like are hard to, it's like you can't really know until you get there, you know, what's gonna like work out. So yeah. Inspired me to get a cosplay of my own, so that's how I look on my YouTube channel. Not showing my face. Well, I'm glad I could inspire you, Ink Decay. Makeup makes me smile, puts a smile on my face. I'm glad you like my makeup, Mo Crazy. Hi, Dobby. Badly formulated Asha. Wait, what? I feel like I missed something. This always happens. I like look away for the chat, then when I look back, I'm like, wait, what's going on? White Wool Collector. Yeah, that's the other thing is like, I could imagine this part like, especially if I do end up figuring out a drawstring method for this, like, this is probably going to get covered in makeup so fast. Yeah. I mean, it's already, like, getting paint in there anyway, so I have a feeling I'm going to end up painting it black, but then it's, like, beyond that. How much decorating I'm going to do? Not sure yet. I don't know. It's really hard to tell. It's like I'm going to have to just mess around with this a lot until we get, like, a clearer idea of what's going on. I think if, like, if I can figure out whether or not that drawstring idea is going to work, that would make a big difference. I feel like it's not going to work. I hate to say it, but like I don't want to get anyone's like hopes up about that idea. It's an interesting idea, but like it's the kind of thing that might sound better, you know, on paper than in practice. So anywho, okay, so let's do a bit more rhinestoning. Actually, rhinestoning this part here does make me think of another issue though. So, yeah, I don't know if this is going to be a problem or not. So on the original mask, you can see that there's rhinestones here, right? And then it cuts off. There's no stones here. That's intentional because the wig tends to like fall over this whole part here. Like you can't see anything. So that does raise the issue. Assuming if this does end up being a floppy open mask or a drawstring open mask, is the wig gonna be a problem? Because it's gonna like be in the way of all that. And it's gonna get like knocked away constantly. Because I will say, if not, like if this was like always fixed open, I would actually be tempted to put even more rhinestones on here than the original because I don't care if the wig is gonna cover it because it won't cover it. The problem is I just don't know yet if that's gonna be the case. So for now, I guess what I'll do is I'm just gonna put the partial rhinestones on this part and not go all the way since I don't know yet what's gonna happen. But yeah, if this does end up being like a fixed mask and I don't have to worry about the wig, I see no reason not to bedazzle it even more, right? Why not? Bring some spare masks to MomoCon, we can prototype something. Nah, man, but I was hoping to have this done sooner. This always happens. I always want to be done with everything super fast. MomoCon's like a month away. What you drinking? Oh yeah, this is well, I mean, technically it's clown juice. But as far as what's in there. It's the red Sour Patch Kids Ghost Energy. It just, I'm on theme, you know? You gotta put the kids' ghost energy into the clown juice to make the Circus Baby in the Elizabeth Afton cosplay. Yeah, it makes sense, right? Yeah. Somewhere in all this, it makes sense. We see the kitties. I know, I wish I knew where the cats were. Glenn showed up for like 2 seconds just to like make his presence known, and then he immediately walked away, which was very rude. And I haven't seen Sid at all. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm probably not going to be on the stream too much longer, so I can't guarantee any cats are going to show up, and I kind of have no clue where they are at the moment. Cats are like that. They're like little ghosts, you know? They vanish, and then they reappear when they want something. Sitting on Fazbear's Pizza. How long am I gonna be live for? Probably not too much longer. Usually when I do these kinds of streams, like my Get Ready With Me streams, those can go on for like 5 hours. But these kinds of like art and crafting streams are usually only like 2 to 3 hours, and it's actually already been over 2 hours. So I'm probably not gonna be live too much longer, especially because like we are getting into some parts of this that are probably like not the most interesting to watch, especially if I end up sitting and pondering drawstrings for a while. That would be super boring. But yeah, I don't want to have you guys have to do that. But yeah, at least for now, let's put down a little bit more rhinestoning. So let's see. It's 2 large, 2 mid, 1 small. Okay. So I'll kind of like do the same thing I did above. Yeah, okay. 2 of these. Figure we can get as much sparkle into the live stream as possible. Cosplays are so cool. Oh, thank you, Bumblelight. Hopefully, if all of this works out, my Circus Baby cosplay will become even cooler. I know I should have done this sooner. Like, people have been asking me to do the open face version for such a long time. But it really wasn't until like the Glamrock Chica to Shatter Chica thing worked out that I was like, you know, I'm kind of here for having double masks with these cosplays. Like, why not? Like a horror version, you know, for each of them. Okay, 2 large. Then we want some mid-size. My favorite Five Nights at Freddy's character? My favorite is definitely Mangle. I'm like such a big Mangle fan. I am always so biased towards Mangle. We will definitely be getting some more Mangle content around here soon, I promise. I'm thinking probably on Sunday I'll do... I don't know why, I was thinking Puppet, actually, and then maybe Mangle the weekend after that. But I mean, I could also do it the other way, do Mangle this weekend and Puppet next weekend. I don't know, but those are like the 2 I was thinking about as far as like the next Get Ready With Me streams go. Because unfortunately, I really only have like 2 more weekends left for Get Ready With Me's. Because 3 weekends from now, I have to go to a wedding. And it's also Mother's Day that weekend in the US. And then the weekend after that is when my convention travel month of doom begins. Thank you. Because yeah, I think the weekend after that, that's ASEN. And then after that is MomoCon. And then I think I'm back for like 1 weekend, and then I'm gone again for Indiana Comic-Con. Yeah, it's... Y'all, it is gonna be crazy. But I just have to keep reminding myself we're gonna get a lot of content out of it. Hopefully cool content, so it should be worth it. There we go. So we've got the sparkles, and like I said, just for now, we're gonna like leave that clear the way that it is on the original one, but that could change later if it looks like I'm able to, because whenever there's an opportunity to add more sparkle, of course I'm going to take it. When am I going to go live again? I'm hoping to go live on Thursday. So yeah, it would be like the same time as here. So the stream started at 6 p.m. EST, and then I guess currently it would be 8 p.m. EST-ish. I don't live in EST, that's why I'm guessing. So yeah, it would be Thursday at 6 p.m. EST. And I'm thinking about doing the whole Undyne wig thing on Thursday. I'll definitely make a decision about it after the stream tonight, because yeah, I do want to make a thumbnail, because I always set up the streams ahead of time, always. And so that's why I always say, like, definitely check the community tab, because I always, at least 24 to 48 hours ahead of time, I put a post like saying what the next stream is going to be, complete with a link and everything, because they're always scheduled ahead of time. Not that I can't like do spontaneous live streams, but I just always figure like it's easier for everyone else if the stream is planned ahead of time, because then like you'll know if you can make it, you know. Hi, Shoto. Who am I cosplaying? Elizabeth Afton cosplay today. I do realize I'm a little old to be cosplaying Elizabeth Afton, but, you know, just pretend I'm a ghost. Ghosts are eternal. They live forever, right? That's how this works. Yeah, it makes sense in my head. Hi, Silly Worm. FNAF character you don't like? Do the, oh my gosh, what are they called? I hate them so much that I can't even think of the name. Not that I really hate them that much. The security bots from Security Breach, do they count? You know the ones, right? That like roll around and yeah. I don't really hate them, but like they're very annoying. I'm not entirely sure if they count, but they're kind of characters, right? They even work fast food and stuff and give you maps and things, you know. And they're really annoying. I just hate that like they get their own jump scare and everything, and it's like all the time. It's like, why are we doing this? I did see somebody cosplayed one of them once, and I was like, that is a peak trolling right there. Okay, so let's see. We can also do a little bit of rhinestoning on the inner nose area, but we're not going to do this, because this is actually going to be on the inner part. That was where the weird discrepancy between the two kind of popped up, where I was like, oh boy. Because yeah, like this was originally meant to just be like an illusion of like the inside of the socket, but now we're actually going to have the inside of the socket. So yeah, made for a bit of a weird situation. But we can do at least these little stones here. They are so teeny tiny. Look at those little things. But yeah, we can do that, and then we can probably wrap it up there. I know I said I was going to work on the possible padding thing, but now I'm like a little obsessed with the drawstring idea, which is a shame because I don't think it's going to work. Sometimes I get really hooked on an idea and it's like a bummer because it's not going to pan out. Like, I think I've told this story before, but like originally with my Mangle cosplay, I had this idea that I was really obsessed with for the endo head, where I had this like broken pastel pink hair dryer, and I really wanted the endo head to have a way to be like mounted on it, so that when like the mouth is open, you have like that creepy looking fan interior. Plus it would just help with stabilizing it, right? Like, because you'd have like the arm of the dryer in there holding it up. Because as it is currently, the endo head is super heavy and my wrist hurts so bad after an hour or two. But I tried everything. That was like one of those ideas where like I wasted a week or two trying so hard to make it work, and in the end I was like, it's just not gonna work. It's never gonna work. It was such a shame. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like how the endo head turned out. I'm extremely happy with my Mangle cosplay. It is my favorite cosplay. But that was an example of like me just getting so hooked on an idea that was just never gonna pan out no matter what I tried. Every time I thought I had it figured out, like something new would pop up and like mess it all up. And then I was like, like, seriously? So I had to give up on it. So these things happen. Sometimes you just, no matter what you do, like certain ideas are just not like, they sound good out loud, but they're never going to pan out. And it is possible that this drawstring idea is going to be one of those. And that's okay. We have other things we can do if that doesn't work out, but I'll dwell on that tonight and see if I can think of something that's like doable, but like looks good. That's the main issue. It's not even that like I don't think I can come up with a way to do it. It's more like, can we do it in a way that doesn't look terrible? Now we're on time. When will you have it on YouTube posts? Unfortunately, it really depends on if the wig turns out okay. For some reason, I seem to have a major issue getting Undyne wigs to like actually work out for me. I have the worst track record with them. Like the Undyne wig that I took to C2E2, I mean, I made that thing just for C2E2. And, you know, of course, hoped, though, that it would survive past that. And not only did I just not even like how the wig looked at all, but it definitely didn't survive. It, like, went straight in the garbage, so. Yeah. So I have, like, the base parts to attempt, once again, for the 5,000th time, to make a really good Undyne wig. And we can... I'll probably, like, attempt some of it before the live stream just to, like, make sure it's actually working. And then during the stream, do some, like, refining. I might, like, braid some of it, which might just be, like, a nice chill thing to do. But there's just never a guarantee that it's going to work out. If it does work out, I'd love to make some new Undyne videos really soon. Honestly, I'd like to take her to a show. I've got all these shows coming up. And I feel like she's like a really good fit for conventions. So yeah, hopefully there'd be some Undyne content pretty soon. I really hope that wig works out. I'm like so tired of making wigs for her. And I do have to make the teeth again because yeah, that last set of teeth, it held on for years, but it finally reached its end. Just completely broke. But yeah, we have a new set now that needs to get made. Which I could probably do during the live stream. It's not a pleasant process, though, I'm warning y'all now. If I do it live, y'all are going to be like, why'd you have to show us that? And I never get it right the first time. It's going to be like 3 attempts before I get it. And it's going to be super annoying. Okay, so I put the, these are like teeny tiny little stones. Let's see. I don't have to like match it perfectly to the original mask, but I'm trying to at least get it like somewhat close. So it's like 4 little stones and then 2, wait, 2, 3. Actually, I'm gonna do 2 and then 1 even bigger than that. Again, I like the tapered effect. Whenever I can like taper the size of the stones, I think that is ideal. I just think it like aesthetically looks the nicest. Not gonna lie though, I keep playing around with the idea of just like completely covering the inside in just like black rhinestones. Can you imagine? And before anyone thinks like, oh, you'd never spend the time to do that, look no farther. Yes, I would. I absolutely would. But will I? I don't know. We'll see. Stay put. Okay, there we go. So, a little bit more sparkle. Well, look at the way it's like glowing off the light. It's like, there's like a heavenly glow appearing. Jeez. How are you gonna make a wig? Yeah, so for the Undyne wig, what I have at the moment is I found a pretty decent, and again cheap, like the cheapest I could find, of like a red wig. It's very long. It's too long, which is why I'm thinking I'm probably gonna be doing some braiding during the live stream because that helps to like shorten it a little bit. Plus it just looks cool for like an aquatic character. um, and then I found a long ponytail extension to clip onto it. But something I also want to try, and again, I do have the parts for this, like we can give it a shot. I think my biggest frustration so far with the undyne wigs, not to like, sorry, get off topic here, but just real quick. My biggest frustration has been with, I always want the ponytail to be like elevated in some way. And I have tried a few things that people have suggested, like for example, that technique where you cut the top off of a like a soda bottle, and then you use like the top part kind of like a helmet, and then the neck of the bottle is like where the ponytail comes from, so that it's like up. That didn't work. I gave that a very good try, and people in tutorials always make that stuff look easy. It's not. I super failed, and also cut the heck out of my hands doing it. After like 3 injuries, I was like, I'm over it. I'm not doing this. So that didn't work out. I even tried stuff like this is like a literal like ponytail extension. You're supposed to like wrap it, and then like the wig that I brought to C2E2 actually had one of these hidden in there, and it sucked, and I hated it, and I'm probably gonna throw this thing away because it didn't work. But it was a nice attempt, I suppose. So instead, what we're gonna try this time, and I have no idea if this is gonna work out, is I got those like little clip-on hair buns, like space buns, kind of like with my Muaruma wig. I'm gonna try stacking those and like maybe hiding it by wrapping some hair around it. I have extensions I could use. And maybe that'll finally elevate the wig ponytail. The only problem is the more weight you start adding back there, the more the wig is gonna start sliding back. So yeah, I don't know. I'll probably experiment with some of that before the stream just so that I don't like show up with a complete disaster. This is another case of like I got hooked on an idea that maybe I should give up on, where it's like maybe just like an elevated ponytail is not meant to be. Maybe I just can't do it. I don't know. But I'm gonna keep trying apparently. Thin magnet hold the mask closed. Yeah. Yeah, because I use magnets is actually how I hold the antlers on my Noelle wig. And yeah, they are extremely helpful for stuff like that. Why are the undyne teeth disturbing? Oh, they're actually already yellow. They come that way. And then I get like a million comments from people complaining about it. Everyone hates the yellow teeth, especially on Mangle. Like seriously, like go look at the comments sometime on like any of my Mangle videos. Like they have a lot of comments on them. It's like you can play a game of like 6 degrees to the first comment about the freaking teeth. I don't know why everyone hates it so much. But also I don't care enough to do anything about it. Okay, sorry, I got distracted there. Okay, let's put down a few more songs. I'm just gonna like finish off this little area and then like we'll be good for the day, I'd say. We're winding down here. I think we got some decent progress though. It's too bad because if I wasn't so hooked on the like drawstring idea, I could probably sort of finish all of this tonight. Like I say that like as if that would actually happen, but let's face it, it probably wouldn't, but you know. Sometimes I just want to believe, you know, wishful thinking. But that drawstring thing is probably going to slow me down quite a bit. I really wanted to make open face circus videos soon, but Circus Baby videos, but well, whatever. Okay. Looks like I need a mid-sized stone. Uh, like this. Okay, yeah. It just feels weird, like, putting stones, like, around the nose here, knowing that I'm not gonna finish out, like, the socket part. Yeah. Making broken masks is, like, kind of strange. I'm so used to, like, making masks that are meant to just look nice, and this one's not really meant to look nice, so it feels weird. Even though I did the same thing with, Shattered Chico, like, it still feels weird. Keep your chin up and please keep trying. Oh, thank you, Josephora. Yeah, it's hard sometimes, man. Being a content creator is a weird experience. Let's just put it that way. And the yellow teeth are a good addition. Yeah, because I mean, I think her teeth are yellow in canon. I mean, thankfully, people don't seem to complain too much about the yellow teeth on my Undyne wig, but boy, people really hate it on Mangle, and I have no idea why. They get so pressed about it. I think part of the problem is people, for some reason, keep thinking those are my actual teeth, which is weird. Why would you think that? Like, do people think I'm taking the time to file my teeth down, permanently turning them into fangs? And yes, I know there are actually people out there that do stuff like that. I have hung out in those circles of people, but I'm not going to do it. That's not good for your teeth. You will permanently ruin them. And then you'll have to deal with the consequences later. Okay, yeah, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I'm just like trying to decide how far to go with the little sparkle nose arch there. Are you Elizabeth right now? Yeah, yeah, I'm doing Elizabeth cosplay. It seemed like people liked the way that Elizabeth looked in the video I shared yesterday, so I was like, you know, as long as I'm working on a Circus Baby mask live, like, I could throw the Elizabeth cosplay back on, why not? It's fun being a redhead for a day. Goodbye, clown juice. Probably a good thing because it's 7:30 here, and this is an energy drink, and you're probably not supposed to be drinking energy drinks this late at night. That's okay. I'll live. Even if I'm up all night, which maybe that's a good thing. Maybe I'll get a lot done. Yeah. Okay, I guess. Oh, you know what? These two sides are different. Okay, I might kind of go off the book a little bit then, and I'm just going to. Yeah, I'm just gonna like round out the rest of the nose, and then I'm actually just gonna leave it as is. Because I'm noticing like the two sides on the original mask are slightly different because they were so asymmetrical. And we just don't need to care about that here, to be honest. Okay, yeah, so let me just round out the rest of the snoot. Because I don't know what else to call that part other than a snoot. Okay, I'm just gonna use like yeah, just mid-sized stones again. Yeah, the Tenna figure, I know, I was like, I didn't even delete the email I got about it because I was like, do I want to pre-order it? I don't know. Because like, yes, but like, should I? I mean, I literally just got like my fan gamer order like a few days ago. Like, couldn't they have like, couldn't they put that pre-order up like just a little bit sooner? Ugh, I don't know what to do. Because like part of me is like, I shouldn't spend more money, but also that Tenna figurine looks amazing. Curses. Curse you, fan gamer. I both love and hate fan gamer. They have taken so much money from me. And yet their products are so good. Let's nudge this thing in, please. Sometimes these stones are hard to place because the mask is like this like cheap paper is very like this. Okay. Switch that over there. There we go. Okay. So now we have a nose arch. I don't know what else to call it. But at least that's like rounded out. So yeah, if this was anything like the original, you know, we would do the full eye socket, but that is unfortunately just not relevant at the moment because that will be on the inside this time. Yeah. So yeah, it can't be a perfect one-to-one in this case, but as long as it is close enough, that's all that matters. Enough that it'll make the illusion that it's the same mask, but open. Different teeth for different things. Yeah, I mean, the weird thing is like my mangle teeth like have black gums instead of red gums, but like no one ever complains about that. They only ever complain about the fact that they're yellow, which is so weird because both the Undyne and the mangle ones are like, it's like the same color. I guess no one minds it with Undyne because it's like canon, but with mangle, I'm like, I don't know, like, I don't think the sharp teeth are canon regardless of the color, so whatever. It's an artistic interpretation of mangle, right? Love your cosplay style. Oh, thank you, Humble Light. It's always the case that I know, right? I love Fangamer, but like, good lord, like, my money. Yeah, there's so many things I would buy from Fangamer if it, you know, didn't cost money. I'd probably buy all of their Undertale and Deltarune merch, if not for the whole need money to live thing. Yeah. Boo. I gotta save at least a little money for conventions coming up, you know? At least for ASEN. At least. Ugh. Anyway. Requesting an open mask, you actually did it. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, people have been asking me to do the open mask thing for such a long time, and like, I really don't know why I didn't do it sooner. Like, in hindsight, like, I know it would have made for many really cool videos that I could have had by now, and sadly don't. I do need to start finding some like good audios though. Like some really good like spooky audios for open face Circus Baby videos. Gotta get like real scary with it, which is like my favorite kind of thing, so. Because I always consider myself a horror cosplayer at the end of the day. I realize that that seems like a strange thing to say when I look like this. But I'm a ghost, right? Yeah. I'm cosplaying a ghost right now or something. Sure. Let's go with that. Yeah, I'm a horror cosplayer who every now and then decides to be cute for like one day a month or something. Heading out, Ink Decay? Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here. Because yeah, I think that's about as far as I should take it as far as live streaming this process goes. Because I just wanted to like be able to show different aspects of the process and, you know, just get like a little bit of progress going here live. You can kind of see a better example now that we've got some of the stones down of how this is coming along. I do have to do a lot of rhinestoning on the cheek though, because yeah, the OG mask has like multiple layers, and I know it's like hard to tell, but there's even like black stones in there and stuff. Plus like these edges here, like I do want this to have those same edges of stones going on. So yeah, there's definitely still like a lot of work to do, but at least like now you can kind of like visualize where we're going with this. Now the issue is just whether or not we're going to do the drawstring thing. I don't know. Yeah, that might be more trouble than it's worth, but I'm going to ponder it and see if I can come up with anything. But yeah, this is at least a good stopping point for the live stream, I would say. So yeah, I'm probably going to be alive again in less than 48 hours. So yeah, I will make a thumbnail and stuff tonight so that I can share the community tab post with the link. And yeah, I think Undyne would be a good one for Thursday. I realize it's not exactly continuing the FNAF theme here, but like, so what? I am not just a FNAF cosplayer. So yeah, we can maybe do the teeth process live just for fun. It's gonna be real gross though, I'm warning y'all. It's not like a fun process, but I do get asked about it a lot actually, about how I do the teeth, so I guess I could demonstrate that. Oh, it's gonna suck. I really hate making the teeth, but maybe I can turn that hatred into something funny for live, right? It'll be funny to watch me struggle. Um, and then yeah, we'll work on the wig. Maybe, yeah, that's probably something I should do tonight though, is just see if I can at least get the base parts of the wig to like stay in position. Because if not, then like the live stream would be kind of pointless if there's no wig to work with. Although I'm gonna make it work. I mean, I have all that stuff for the wig at this point. Like, I refuse to waste it. Like, we have to make this work. I need this wig like now. So yeah, so I think that's what we'll do in less than 48 hours. Yeah. I'll make a thumbnail and everything, and yeah, we'll have like an undine and chill kind of live stream. Yeah. A waterfall chill. Lo-fi waterfall stream. I don't know. Anyway, I should probably head out because I actually have not had dinner yet, and I know I should get to that on top of everything else. Also, wouldn't mind taking all this makeup off and stuff. These lashes do get kind of itchy after a while. Not to mention all of the glitter on the face, because those are all rhinestones. Oof. They're cute though. Anywho, is this the first time you'll ever demonstrate? With the, do you mean with the teeth? Because yeah, I've never shown how to do the teeth before. I mean, it's not a fun process. We'll try to make it funny. Well, yeah, that's always my thing, is like, no matter how things go, make it funny. Yeah. Anyway, okay, I should probably head out. But thank you all so much for joining. I hope that you enjoyed. Also, thank you so much. We got over 100 likes. I don't know if Sunday stream ever made it past 100 likes. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it didn't reach. No, actually it did. Yeah, no, it did. It was actually similar to this one. So yeah, and I'm like realizing I forgot to say thank you during Sunday stream for getting past 100 likes. So I'm saying it now before I forget. So anyway, I will hopefully see some of you on Thursday. Yeah, so just keep an eye on the community tab, because that's where I'll share the link and everything. So anyway, I'm gonna go have some dinner. So yeah. Bye everyone.